One of my favorite culinary combinations happens to be sweet and savory, or sweet and salty. Incorporating fruit with a savory dish can be a little weird for many. I get it. I mean, I'm the guy who loves pineapple on pizza.
You're not normal, are you?
Fortunately, I'm still on good terms with the family, despite this major character flaw. This is one of those dishes, and trust me when I say this, after you eat it, you'll already be looking forward to making it again for friends and family.
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
So let me walk you through one of my favorite flavor combinations when it comes to chicken, strawberry and balsamic vinegar. I've also made this with blueberry and it's equally as delicious. Because I'm using a store-bought strawberry jam, I can make this all year round. But if you're one to make your own preserves, even better. The important thing to keep in mind when you're buying it is stay away from all the sugar-free options. I also prefer the seedless variety. As far as the cut of chicken, I'll be using bone-in thighs. Not only are these juicier and more flavorful than chicken breast, they're also way cheaper. To this, we'll be adding some baby potatoes and red onion. First up, the marinade. As you may guess, the base of this will be our balsamic and strawberry jam. We'll also have Dijon mustard, as well as some fresh chopped rosemary and thyme. Fresh herbs can be pricey at the store, especially when you're not going to use them all. So if you're able to find a poultry blend, it's the perfect combination of thyme, rosemary, and I've even seen sage, so it gives you what you need at half the price. Of course, I'm adding a little salt and pepper and some fresh garlic. All told, I crushed 6 cloves, but we're only going to use 3 for the marinade, and save the rest for the potatoes. When it comes to marinating or brining chicken, you don't want to overdo it, so marinate for at least an hour, but no more than 4. For this, I marinated an hour, flipped the bag over, and went another hour. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to knock out the onions and potato prep. I love using baby Yukons, or you can even use reds. So after you wash these up, give them a slice down the middle. Then you're going to throw them in a bowl with the other half of the garlic and the herbs, as well as some salt, pepper, and olive oil. For the red onions, I'm going to keep the slices pretty thick. They need to hold up under the longer cook time that the other ingredients are going to need. So once the chicken's done marinating, you want to preheat an oven-safe pan to medium-high heat. Stainless or cast iron is perfect since we're going for a nice dark sear on the skin. While the pan preheats, give the skins a little pat with some paper towel to help with the sear. At this point, you also want to get your oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 204 Celsius. Once the pan is ready, we're going to add a couple tablespoons of canola and wait for that shimmer. Then slowly place a few thighs skin side down into the pan. They should immediately give you a nice loud sizzle. If they don't, the pan's not hot enough. I seared mine off in 2 batches. One technique that's optional is to place a large weight on the thighs. Here I used a sheet of parchment and a stock pot with some water in it for added weight. Keep a close watch on these guys because they will brown quickly. When you're searing, don't fiddle with the food. Put it down and leave it for a good minute before you go checking the color or shifting it around in the pan. If you try to move it too soon, it'll only stick. When the time is right, the food will release itself from the pan. As is the case with thicker cuts of meat, we're searing just for the flavor, not to fully cook it. I'm finishing these in the oven for that. Okay, I know what you're thinking.
Maddie! Come on, you burned the chicken.
There's a lot of sugar in that balsamic, which will give you this deep, dark caramel color. Now, I find this to be delicious and a far cry from tasting burnt. Feel free to pull out your chicken sooner if you're worried about how it might look, but trust me, it's delicious. After searing all the pieces, we're going to lower the heat to medium and add the onion just enough to soften it. Your cook time should be only about 3 minutes. Move these out of the pan to make room for our potatoes now. Again, we're not trying to fully cook these, but just to get a nice golden brown crust, so set them in the pan, cut side down. Let these hang out for a few minutes and then you can start checking the color. Unfortunately, my range doesn't really produce the most uniform heat in the world, even with a cast iron pan, so I'm going to rotate my potatoes from the outside to the center every so often. All said and done, these probably need around 6 to 10 minutes to get the color we're after. These are looking awesome, so I'm going to kill the heat and mix the onion back in to make a nice foundation for our chicken. Make sure to arrange these skin side up and try not to cover or stack any of the pieces. You want them all on one layer. Okay, one last step before it hits the oven, and that's to add one final glaze of strawberry jam to the tops. I nuked it for about 20 seconds to loosen it up a bit to make it easier to brush on. Oh, and this, folks, is what I'm talking about. Into our preheated oven for about 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, you guys, this turned out amazing. The chicken was unbelievably juicy, and that sweet jam just complemented the balsamic perfectly. The onions were caramelized, and the potatoes had a beautiful crust on the outside and a fluffy inside. All around an awesome summer dish that you'll crave 12 months out of the year. If you'd like to give this a try, make sure and let me know down in the comments how it turned out. And as always, here is your shopping list. Thanks for checking out Kitchen Series, everybody. I will see you next time.